Have you ever had your prospect lie to you, like look you in the eyes and say something you know not to be true? Ever had that? Ever heard the saying, buyers are liars? Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about how you can be the master key to prevent your customers from lying. Stay tuned. Let's go. Hey, welcome back. If you want to join me on a 90-minute escapade to the future, a journey to the future, it's called the 2X Leverage Code. I want you to join me. It's Wednesday, May 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's 90 minutes. We'll make sure we put the link in the show notes. I'm going to talk about something that we haven't talked about at all, really. This is some work that I've been doing with some of my corporate clients. I'm going to help you figure out how to 2X your business without working harder, using leverage, and developing a unique method that I have created over the past few years that I think will really help you. So if you're in that spot where you thinking, I got to reinvent myself. I can't keep working 40, 50, 60 hours a week and get to the goals that I have. Join me on May 20th. It's free, the 2X Leverage Code. Details in the show notes. You've heard of the saying, buyers are liars. And I've never liked that because it feels like we're just labeling all buyers are liars. Number two, lying is an art form. I mean, we all lie. We either lie by hiding the whole truth. We lie by ignoring facts. We lie by literally taking something and distorting it and telling somebody. There's a lot of different lies that we engage in. And as a sales professional or business owner, somebody who's out there generating clients, you are trying to do it based on the truth. Now, if you're lying to your prospects, then is it any wonder they're lying to you? And the problem is you may not be lying to them, but the last 10 people who were there before you lied. And so buyers believe salespeople lie. So we're in this quagmire of this. Nobody trusts each other. Salesperson doesn't trust the prospect because prospects always lie. Buyers are liars. Prospect doesn't trust salesperson because, well, of course they're going to tell me what makes them look good in their eyes and in my eyes. So of course they're not going to tell me the whole truth. So let's talk about how to resolve this once and for all in how you approach prospects and the marketplace in general. My first premise is that we have taught our prospects to lie. Our methods, our motives, our conduct in the sales cycle, and this goes whether I've got clients who sell high-end research projects to Fortune 100 companies. I've got people who sell consulting to streaming services. I've got people who sell SaaS products, people who sell engineering, construction, research, physical products, services. The gamut. And it never changes. Prospects always shade or hide most of the truth. And I think it's because we have been the people who they've had to lie to escape from. So let's get first things first and straight right up front is that we've got to be also the one that brings a solution to this. Because if they expect us to behave the way every other salesperson who hits their doorstep has behaved, that ain't good. Because guess what? Those salespeople weren't very good, and they probably did lie. And now I'm paying the price because I'm a truthful merchant. I'm a merchant of truth, but I'm still labeled in with those losers. So let's work on correcting our own conduct so that we don't have to worry about it so much for us. We'll let them deal with their stuff. I want you to fix this for you, so that you and your prospect can have a truthful conversation. Ready? Okay, here we go. Number one is you have to embrace the role that you play in this. So we can't always blame the marketplace or blame prospect. Well, they just didn't get it, or they didn't tell me the whole truth, or they didn't tell me Jonathan was going to be involved in the decision-making process. Okay, well, maybe not, but maybe you didn't ask. Or maybe they felt intimidated by you. Or maybe they felt like the more information they gave you, the more you would pounce on them. How many times I've felt that a lot where people are trying to sell me, and I'm not giving them all I have because I know what they're trained to do. They're trained to take what I say, rip it apart, look for the ruin, salvage the ruin. You can call it pain, you can call it ruin, I don't care whatever you call it. They're looking to expand that and explode it and wipe it all over your face and say, look at you, fool, you're screwing up your life and I can help you. Look at all the pain you're in. But don't do that. That's not helpful. You just look like everybody else then. So number one, stop blaming the prospect. It's our problem. It's our problem. Okay, let's go to number two. The real problem or the real symptom the customer gives you is almost never the real problem. And one of my mentors early said that the problem in psychology, psychiatric training school, the thing you learn on the first day is the problem the patient brings to you is never the real problem. It's always a symptom. It's got a little kernel of truth to it, but it's never the whole thing. And that's the same way with your prospect. Until they trust you, until you've earned the right and have the rapport, and I'm not just talking about good old boy rapport, slapping people on the back and smoking vape and whatever people do today. Used to smoke cigars, but now we vape together. You're not going to have that enough rapport where you can expect the truth. But the point is here that I want you to start to think about creating the environment for truth to be exchanged. And the way you will do that and the outcome of that is you will get better assessment of the problem. So let's say that I'm me. I'm becoming a pretty good me. Used to not be so good. Used to be a kind of a quasi-me, but I'm getting to be a pretty good me. But let's talk about me when I go into an organization. I met with a guy yesterday who has a team of 12 people, and he wants to add another $3 million in the next 90 days of pipeline, and he wants to generate an extra $5 million over the next year of revenue. I can't remember the number. I haven't written down. But the point is, and I said, okay, well, that's a symptom, though. That's not the problem. The problem is not the symptom. That's the outcome he wants. That's the pain that it's costing him. But what's the real problem? The real problem is people don't prospect. His real problem is they don't know how to communicate the value of the company in a way that causes the prospect to say, man, I want to hear more. There's no marketing. There's no business development as people don't post on social media. There's literally nothing going on. That's his problem. And if he doesn't fix that problem, he's got other problems, which he's going to have to lay people off. It's a family-owned business. Don't want to do that. He's going to have to maybe scale back some of his new product ideas. He's going to have to take maybe a personal financial hit. There's all sorts of impacts that this could cause. But I want to see the whole picture. I don't want to just deal with he wants to put $2 million of new pipeline in. That's not enough for me because I need to know, well, why isn't he doing it now? That doesn't sound like a lot in his business. Why isn't he doing it? So I want you to take on that personal responsibility to get clear on the entire set of issues that surround this problem that he or she says they have. Solution number 3, and I kind of led you down this path a little bit earlier. You've got to create the environment for truth to be exchanged. That's the hardest thing you have to deal with. You have to create the environment, and I work with quite a few $1 million producers. And by producers, I don't mean they're producing $1 million in revenue. I mean their income is $1 million. I work with more $500,000 people, high impact people. And I can tell you this, the higher income people are the better communicators. And one part of communication, the first part of communication, is setting the context so that your communication can be heard, understood, so that they can share with you what they're trying to accomplish. So building the context, building the atmosphere is the most important thing you can do. And plus, when you build it correctly, they don't have the need to lie. There's no reason for them to lie. In fact, their life would be better if they told you the truth. That's the ultimate, is not where their life is better if they lie to you. Their life becomes better if they tell you the truth. Why? Because then, and only then, can you help them solve the real problem. So what does it mean to create the environment? Well, there is some language that goes along with this. Here's the language I like. Let's say that I'm me again. getting to be better at getting to be me. Let's say somebody calls me and says, hey, I want to talk to you about bringing you in for a full day training program in October of this year at our fall sales conference. What's the price? Well, unless I've had a conversation with them before, I'm not going to give price because I don't know what the price is. Are you in California? That's one price. Are you backyard in Indiana? That's another price. Do you want it recorded and transcribed and notes? Do you want follow-up sessions? Do you want some kind of, there's a lot of different things that will either bump up the price or down the price. So I will say to that person, look, before we get there, let me understand the nature of what you're trying to solve for here. What's the prevailing idea? What are some of the problems your people have? What are some of the upside potentials? Like what is it? Is it selling more into an existing market? Is it new markets you're trying to break into? Give me where the issues are and where the goals are. And then let's talk about that for a bit. And then I can better assess whether I can help you or not. If I can't help you, there's no reason to go into price because it doesn't matter. If I can help you, then we'll go into that. So what I've just done there is I'm saying, look, cool your jets here. We're not going to price. We're not going to what are you going to teach me on? I don't even know what I'll teach your people on because I don't know what they need. You haven't told me that yet. So that immediately takes this buyer-seller dynamic and shifts it. It's not me trying to pitch them anymore. Why would I try to pitch them? I know what happens when I pitch them. They run away. I've tried that before. Clients come to me because they're pitch happy. Everything's a pitch fest and their closing percentages are 10% and they can't figure out why. And so they come to me and say, fix our closing problems. We should be closing harder. No, you should not be closing harder. We got to change the entire dynamic. If we change the entire dynamic, you don't have to worry about closing anymore. Closing is natural and organic. All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, trying to build this bridge from lying to truth-telling, is your questions have to be right. Ask proper questions. Seek to understand, not to interrogate. I listen to quite a few podcasts, and it's amusing to me how sometimes the host will ask a question, the guest will give a robust answer, but an incomplete answer, and maybe shower me with terms that I don't understand. And if the host doesn't go back and say, whoa, time out, hang on a second. When you say this, I didn't understand that. If the host just goes to the next question, I know I've got an amateur I'm listening to. Don't be an amateur when it comes to questioning. Seek to understand the depth of the answer. The first answer is never the real answer. So seek to understand what's really behind the answer. What is this? What's this answer made up of? So if I ask a question, well, tell me what's your closing percentage right now, and VP of Sales says, well, we're about 18%. I would say, okay, well, tell me about that. I mean, is that 18% of warm, 18% of cold? And he'll start to explain it. And he'll say, oh, no, we close about 50% of our warm, but only about 8% of our cold. Well, that gives me a better clue. Now I'm starting to become more familiar with the pain, with the issue. You've got to have the proper questions. Some questions revolve around the problem. What's the problem what are we solving for? What's the problem that brought you here? Number 2 is the destination. Where are you going? After you solve this, where do you want to get to? The problem many times, I was thinking about this the other day, the problem is drag on movement toward the vision. But the problem just drags you down. If you can't fix problems and you've got all these problems dragging you, it's like trying to pull a sled through mud. It's just hard. All the drag on the forward motion creates a lot of work. Once you start to solve these problems, if I can get your closing rate from 18% to 48%, which is not that difficult. I do it. We do it all the time. I'm not to brag. We just do it. I mean, it's about 7 or 8 things. And we are going to talk about a few of those, not to bring it back to me, but at this event, the 2X Leverage Code, we're going to talk about closing percentage and how you can improve that. But if you take the drag away, you will speed to the vision. If your vision is vivid and it's clear and you understand it and you say, this is where we want to go, volume, profitability, number of people, lifestyle, whatever, you eliminate the drag, you eliminate all the things that are stopping you. So a lot of times the problem the customer has is stopping them from getting to a new place. So it's always both. What's the problem? What's the destination? Number 5, your closing rate is a diagnostic tool, not just a measurement tool. It's easy to say, well, I'm closing 40% of my deals, and so therefore I'm doing pretty well. The industry average is 30. I'm at 40, so no need for any work here. Be careful about that, because if left to its own, chaos will ensue. When you do not have intention to raise something, it automatically atrophies and lowers. If you decide that you're going to, if you decide you're just going to live with your muscle strength the way it is, you say, you know what, I can lift 200, 300, 400, I can do the barbell, I'm in good shape, I'm just going to let it ride for a year. What do you think happens to those muscles? You're going to look the same because you said, okay, I don't need any more, so therefore I'll just stay the same. No, everything atrophies. Everything tends toward disorder. Everything tends toward disorder. Leave your grass uncut for 6 months. Tell me what it looks like. Any weeds in there? Or is the grass just longer? Of course not. There's weeds, there's stuff, there's animals, may even be people camping in your grass if it gets that tall. So use your closing percentage as a diagnostic. If you're closing 20%, diagnose the problem. Are we talking to the right people? Are we having the right conversations? Are we talking about the real economics of this, if you decide to solve it and decide not to solve it? Are we really messaging our product in the right way, our service? Do we look like everybody else who comes along and we're getting beat at the last minute because it's a commodity, function of commodity and price? All those things matter. So if you use your conversion percentage as a diagnostic and be unafraid at using it that way. I know there's a lot of ego in this game, and like, well, we're closing at 30%, but by God, our customers just don't understand our value. Sometimes they're just stupid. Are they? Are they stupid, or are they doing what's in their best interest? Because there's a big difference in that. And if you haven't helped them get there, them doing what's in their best interest is not stupid at all. It's quite brilliant, actually, because they haven't seen you as a solution to anything. So you can blame them all you want, and I know it's customary for us to blame the other person, but be careful of that. You'll never solve anything. You'll never improve if you're always blaming. So hopefully those 5 things today will help you not be a victim of lying from your prospect. It's not going to cut it out entirely, but it's up to you to fix. It's up to me to fix, and I wanted to share these things with you today. Once again, the 2X Leverage Code, Wednesday, May 20th, 7 p.m. In the show notes, there is a link. Go there. It's complimentary. You're going to be blown away by what we talk about in that event, so I hope you can join me. I'll see you next time. Bye.